David, let's start with you and just give us a rundown on what the Bitcoin Policy Institute is doing, how long you guys have been around, what your goals are, and what you guys are up to right now.
Yeah. Well, again, thanks for having us. The Bitcoin Policy Institute was a pipe dream of mine for a while, and was something that I had toyed around with. Then the infrastructure bill happened, about a year ago, and it became really clear that the people who were sort of spreading misinformation about Bitcoin were not just like angry trolls on Twitter who were upset that they told everyone not to buy in like 2012 or 2013 and are now just perpetually salty, but it's like actual U.S. politicians. And not only is it kind of there's sort of lies and misinformation about Bitcoin from politicians, but it's now like attached to material action. Like there are consequences to that misinformation. It isn't just that it makes, Thanksgiving dinners uncomfortable when you're having to explain to people why everything they've heard about Bitcoin from the mainstream media is wrong. Now you've got people like Brad Sherman actively calling for bans on Bitcoin, Elizabeth Warren going almost that far, but not quite saying it. The whole point of BPI was to sort of bring together people who had a deep knowledge of Bitcoin, but also had expertise in various fields that intersect with it, whether that's economics, policy, energy, national security, philosophy, law, all of these things, and basically present accurate information about Bitcoin to journalists, lawmakers, and the general public. It was really clear to me when I kept seeing all of these articles about Bitcoin, and they cite the same, 4 or 5 like academics who will kind of just line up to say things that aren't true about Bitcoin. We're not a company. We're decentralized. So there's no head of comms, there's no PR, there's no CEO you can call up. And it was clear, it's like Balaji says, if it enrages, it engages. Like the media likes a debate. So why aren't they showing the benefits of Bitcoin? Well, my thesis was that it was because no one was kind of making a concerted effort. Say, hey, we will give you their side of this debate. We will tell you things about Bitcoin that you aren't hearing from the experts that you're talking to currently. So yeah, that was kind of the vision of BPI was, can we place op-eds about Bitcoin in outlets? Can we start taking meetings with staffers and like policymakers in DC? And can we show them this, that there's a lot of depth here and that, there's a lot of misinformation about Bitcoin and that bluntly, Bitcoin is good for the United States. And so, yeah, we wanted to form a research organization that could provide that perspective to these different audiences that aren't necessarily plugged in to Swan or aren't on Bitcoin Twitter. So we started running on January 1st of this year at a minimum scale, just to kind of test hypotheses, right? Like see, will people listen to us? Can we get op-eds placed in mainstream outlets? All of this stuff. So we ran for 90 days at a minimum scale, and we're really successful. We got a bunch of op-eds placed. Matthew went on like C-SPAN. I'm pretty sure that was the first time C-SPAN has ever had a pro Bitcoin guest on there. And Matthew talked for like an hour, kind of in a way that I think no one who watches that show was ready for. And so, now we're kind of scaling up. So I've been sort of quietly fundraising behind the scenes, looking to bring on some of our experts into more full-time roles. Got a bunch of white papers coming out. So far, Matthews has been the big hit. He wrote a massive behemoth on why Bitcoin may be a strategic asset for the United States. And some of our other writers like Margot Pace and Troy Cross have an amazing white paper on Bitcoin and the environment and mining. It's going to be coming out soon. So yeah, the plan is to kind of scale up, start producing a lot more content, get engaged with Biden's executive order, which calls for all these different agencies to research Bitcoin. We're going to do some of their homework for them and tell them what we think about these issues. And kind kind of keep doing the work we're doing, but at a larger scale.